WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Aljon, Kristen Hetzel, William Hershey, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
Welcome to WDW After Dark, your weekly webcast for adult Disney fans, live and uncensored worldwide. You can reach us at WDWAfterdark.com. Welcome to the show. We are a show for fans, brought to you by fans, and you can help join in on the fun. Like as I said, go ahead and log on to our website or our YouTube channel. You can find them both at WDW After Dark. I'm Aljon, and we are joined by, once again, the great talking heads, the fans of Disney, the Avengers of Disney, if you will. Welcome back to the show. He's voguing. Jeff Disney Davis. Hello, Jeff.
People, how are you? What's going on? Yes, looking
Don't
good.
just stand there. Let's get to it. Strike a pose. There's nothing to it. Jeff.
It's my talking head voguing. Yes, I love it. Oh, it's so good. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm just kind of recovering because I want to laugh so hard here. I don't got to mute my mic because of the voguing.
I'm trying not to laugh hard myself. I'm still recovering from my Thanksgiving bronchitis that I got.
Yeah, you missed out on your new show this morning on Sorcerer Radio, but you feeling better?
I was getting there. And my breathing is still not where it needs to be. My voice is still not where it needs to be. So I had to delay for yet another week because I wanted to come back this week, but just wasn't able to. So you do what you can. That's all you can ask.
And there you go. Well, the most important part is that you are here tonight.
Well,
I know you have a bunch of headlines to catch up with. Also joining us on the panel is the Dark Lord himself, Eric Thunderbeaver Allen. Hello.
I find your lack of booze disturbing.
About to say the voice recognition thing is not working for Eric, apparently.
That's okay. How you doing, fellas?
I'm good, Eric. I'm good. It's the will of the Force that led you to be here tonight.
Well, of course. This is the Force, of course.
The Force, of course.
Did you know Chuck Norris was in the Star Wars movies?
Is that right? Please,
he played the Force.
He played the Force. Of course he did. Of course he did. Yes, that's right. He doesn't. I'm not even gonna justify that with
Don't even try. Yeah, we gotta leave that one alone. Yeah.
Oh well. Okay. Also joining us tonight. I need a beer too, damn it. That's one thing I forgot to bring tonight. By the way, we're live and uncensored. I've said that before. Also joining us is the host of the Turtle Power podcast. Please welcome back to the show, contributor Ryan Hurley. Hello, sir.
Hello. How's everybody doing this evening?
Doing really good. By the way, Ryan, I'm listening to, just catching up with the Turtle Powers podcast, and I'm thinking to myself, you have a co-host on your show that sounds so much like a celebrity. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it's like, my God, he sounds just like some other celebrity. I'm trying to remember, trying to place it. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, we have Darby and we have Alex, and they both sound like a couple of knuckleheads to me. So.
No!
Wow. Okay.
Them's fighting words. Them's fighting words.
That gives you celebrity status right off the bat. There are a couple of knuckleheads.
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm listening to the podcast and I'm like, yeah, someone sounds like they belong on Nerdist. Like it has a voice that I remember.
Oh God.
And I'm like, wow. So anyway, the show's doing really well. We really appreciate everyone watching, streaming the show, definitely downloading the podcast, subscribing, liking us, leaving reviews on iTunes. And if you do, great. Go ahead, leave those reviews, leave those comments on our iTunes page. Every little bit helps. Of course, we get more popular. The algorithm is really important. And every time you leave those ratings and you comment, you subscribe, we get that much more closer to being in that upper echelon of top Disney podcasts. And we really do appreciate it. Our numbers are doing really well. And we're getting ready to go into a whole new level here of cross promotion and other things. You know, our podcast network with Weeby Geeks. Weeby Geeks is being promoted on Bleeding Cool News, and we're getting ready to do our partnership with some other really cool sites. So it's gonna be really opening up, and I'd love for you guys to be on the ground floor and comment and subscribe to our iTunes and our YouTube, and of course sponsors as well. You know, this show, we do it for free, but every little bit helps. So if you want, go ahead and sign up. Click our Amazon links on our website. You can also get your vacations through Kristen of Magical Journeys. Kristen's out of the country right now, but she wishes everyone well. And we hope that when you're looking for your next Disney cruise or Disney trip or Universal trip, that you'd give her a buzz at magicaljourneysvacations.com. On tap tonight, we have so many things to talk about. We've got Disney video games. We've got Star Wars news. We're going to talk about that trailer that popped out of nowhere during the Thanksgiving weekend.
There was a trailer?
There was a trailer. There just happened
it'd be really cool if there was like, this red lightsaber that had little things that stuck out the sides.
Yeah, it would be. That'd be cool. It'd be cool. Yeah, I'd say that would be cool. The other thing we're talking about is a bunch of casting news from Marvel, and of course your Disney park news. So I tell you what you need to do is go ahead and make it happen. Go ahead and join us right now and tweet about us. Let everybody know you're watching the show. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring about the end of the apocalypse. Jeff Davis is here with Disney Headline News.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Aljon. I'm glad to bring the end of the world, everybody, because the end of the world will start at Disney's Hollywood Studios this week.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
Yes, exactly. Some of you may or may not have heard about this, but there was a lot of positive reaction to it. The New York Times broke news last week of a new partnership between Turner Classic Movie, TCM, and Disney that is going to be bringing some changes to the great movie ride right over there at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Turner Classic Movies made the official announcement on November the 26th and outlined the changes coming to the 25-year-old attraction. Hard to believe it has been around for that long. Wow, that's God. Yeah, and hasn't changed really at all. The attraction's branding, we'll see an update on everything. Great movie ride-wise, like the ride signature marquee to its posters and other publicity art. So the attraction queue will sport new digital movie posters. TCM host Robert Osborne narrates both the pre-show film and the actual attraction. During the pre-show, Osborne offers his perspective on the movies featured in the attraction. No details right now have been released yet about what the new ride narration may include. So the days of us getting to see those people, maybe doing certain things in the attraction, like, disappearing and another person comes on, then they disappear and another person comes on. I don't know if it'll go away or not, but it may stick around. Who knows? But
I hope it does stick around, because that was one of the fun points for me.
It was fun when I watched it the first 5 times.
Okay.
I think the last 20 or 30, it's just I could probably do it for them. But
harumph.
Production is underway for a new movie, Montage, also shown during the finale, although the changes currently seem to be real minor at this point. Fan reaction around the internet seems to be primarily positive, which is a good thing. A lot of people have been asking for an update when it comes to the Great Movie Ride. Workers are scheduled to start the refurbishment in early 2015, and planners hope to have the changes complete by the spring. So we're not talking anything major going on, unfortunately, which a lot of people were looking forward to. Now, this is Disney's second major construction announcement in recent weeks. Lots going on with this park. Back in late October, we talked about the announcement of the demolition of Mickey's Sorcerer's Hat right there at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And Disney has already filed the permits for the demolition, and work should begin very, very soon. So things continue to mold in a certain way, in a certain direction that Disney has planned for Disney's Hollywood Studios. But even though a lot of people were happy about the fact that things were going to be changing within the Great Movie Ride, I think people were looking for a more of a physical change as far as the inside of the attraction and the scenes that you see on the inside of the attraction, because a lot of those scenes were not relevant and are not remembered or even known to a lot of the visitors of the Walt Disney World Resort because they are so old. Some big icons like, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, Sigourney Weaver, and Aliens, and of course, The Wizard of Oz. Everybody knows that one. But there are other parts that just don't seem to flow very much anymore. Kids don't really recognize. Even some adults my age kind of scratch their heads a little bit and go, not exactly what needs to be in there anymore. So we're getting a change, but we're not at the same time. What do you guys think?
Any refurbishment that they do, I think, is a good thing, because the movies is a medium that is continually evolving and continually changing.
Yeah.
There are certain parts, like I said before, I do hope that they keep in the parts where cast members switch out, or your tour guide disappears and an outlaw shows up. I do like that because that adds an extra level of interaction. It just makes it just that much more immersive. If it was just an animatronic, it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
Now, I'm with you in that some of the stuff could use an updating, like the Mobsters Underworld or even the Busby Berkeley stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because that's so old. Like you said, people don't recognize it.
They don't associate it with it anymore.
They don't.
Yeah.
But I think if you took the queue to another level and kind of gave them background visuals, background information,
mm-hmm.
I think that could help. And I love the idea of the digital movie posters. That's something that can be switched out, as often as you'd like.
Yeah.
From my point of view, two things. One, the concept or the aspect of that attraction where it, especially with those early movies, where it just kind of presents them to you, right? And for today's audience, they're just like, wow, old movie, wow, really old movie. I don't know what any of these things are. Why are these movies relevant? And I think that's what they need to do a good job of in this new pre-show, is explaining why these certain movies were chosen, why they are there, about them at the time, okay,
yeah.
And why should we still care about them now? And then, secondly, and I don't know if you want to talk about this now, but I think this is just one more thing of the overall. I mean, the studios is going to be going through a unbelievable major overhaul.
Oh, the potential is there. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, we look at. You want to go about this? Like, so what? How many? What? Let's go through all the attractions that have closed now. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Idle, it's gone.
Okay.
We've got the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Recently closed. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The Backstage Tour.
Okay.
Catastrophe Canyon, right? We've got reports that that Indiana Jones is going to be closing down, right?
We've had those reports for a while. Yeah.
Yep.
Heard those. Yep.
And this isn't necessarily a closure, but it's a change. It's a change to an attraction that has just been sitting there. When was the last time that anything happened to that attraction? a long time.
I can't think of anything literally
Yeah,
because it's been
yeah.
that long. Yeah.
It's been that long. We've got the changes coming to Toy Story, to
Right.
Midway Mania, right? I mean, and then of course the inevitable whatever happens with Star Wars. I mean, it's gonna happen. We know, everybody knows it's gonna happen, but to what degree? What exactly is going to happen? There's a story that was floating around. It didn't really get picked up a lot. That the Disney company, they had bought some conservation land.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we talked
yeah,
about it.
we talked about that.
You
Yeah.
did talk about it, right? So,
Yeah, sure
is
did.
that going to be impacting on this, or is that going to be impacting on a fifth gate? So, I mean, there's going to be some major changes happening here, and I mean, obviously, we all can't wait to. I hope that our listeners really understand that this park, I mean, is going to go through a serious overhaul.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's needed it for a long time.
It has, because we've looked at so many different things, we've enjoyed so many different things over the years, but the dust has settled and has literally gotten thicker and thicker on so many attractions when it comes to DHS. Even back to the days of MGM, and when you talked about Indiana Jones specifically. A lot of people felt it ran its course a long time ago, but that theater is still always full. People are always checking out that show and enjoying the show. So maybe it's just an update on the actual stunts itself. The show could go through some major changes, or it may just be demoed completely. God, who knows? But when it comes to something like the Great Movie Ride and Toy Story, I'm interested to see what happens with Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show as well. Whether it might get an update or whether it may be demoed. So you're right. There's a lot of different possibilities here, and Disney has these ideas, but they're slowly, one by one, every other week or like every month now, they're telling us something brand new. They're telling us something else. We're going to do something else. So
they're stringing us along. Come on.
They are, literally. Literally, they are.
Racing people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're going to do something with it for sure.
Aljon, what do you think, bud? I mean, it's Ryan's got all good points there.
Well, yeah. I mean, this the studios is going a major transformation in a lot of the ways that we've been talking, and fans, Disney fans, people that follow the Disney parks especially. They oftentimes think, the mine train's not enough. I mean, there's got to be more things happening. I can't, how many times have we seen that on social media? It's like Disney's not doing enough for its parks. Well, damn, dude, they're practically resurfacing from Hollywood Studios right now.
I know, right? Yeah.
And they're getting ready to add in a new land in the Animal Kingdom, and it won't stop there. I know that Epcot is going to be getting the first of another tie-in with Frozen in Norway, but
right.
My understanding is they're going to be building another Riverside restaurant, and there are other things that are coming in. It may not be what the fans expect, but I guess that's why it's so much fun to be a Disney fan in this day and age, especially for the parks, because it's the unfamiliar, and that's why you have a show like us. It's highly speculative, and we're here to talk and explore the different options of where they could take it. And for us, it's just a lot of fun. So hopefully you feel the same way we do, because this is a really good time to be a Disney fan for so many different reasons. And of course, let's not forget the acquisition of Marvel leaves a lot of things open on the West Coast too. So.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens in 2015. Like I said, not construction, but refurbishment and changes going to be starting in January. So we'll be looking to see that footage from it and the sounds and everything else. It should be fairly interesting. Now, Disney did talk a little bit about...
Hold on, Jeff. Hold on to that. Before we leave this particular topic, I'll go on record as saying this, because we always do this on the show. We predict the future. That's what we do here.
Yes.
At D23 this year, super news regarding Star Wars Land. I guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
I guarantee it. You know, put a
That
Vince
needs
McMahon,
to be hashtagged. Guarantee it.
You know, right. You guys, you WWE fans know what I'm talking about because I'm doing the whole Vince McMahon thing here.
Yes, you are.
I guarantee you're going to want to get this pay-per-view because Sting is quote unquote going to be on it. No, yeah, you're definitely going to. You're definitely going to. Yes, because CM Punk is going to return right on our show next week. To talk about it. So that's exactly what's going down. I'm sorry, Jeff. There you go.
No problem. I'd be interested to hear what that announcement might be if it does at all happen. But,
Star Wars.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's coming soon. D23 coming up in August of 2015. So. Other announcements that Disney kind of touched on just a little bit over the week. That comes over to the Animal Kingdom area, and not Avatar Land. No, it is Pandora, the world of Avatar, of course, under construction right now over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And they did talk about the 2 attractions that are going to be coming to that land. One specifically is going to be another dark ride, and it happens in water, in a boat. Once again, you're going to be riding through the world of Avatar and Pandora on a boat with, you know, plants glowing and God knows what else they have planned for this. They've been working on it for a long time now. But that's just one of the attractions. They didn't go into a lot of detail. But the other one they did talk about resembles and relates to the attraction Soarin' over at Epcot a lot. I mean, the type of screen that they're planning to use, a curved screen, a 3-tier type of ride vehicle that will bring up 3 different levels so that you can look at this screen, and you're riding one of those dragon-looking, you know, type of creatures that you saw in Avatar. I can't remember what the name of this thing is.
So this is going to be Soarin' over Pandora. Is that what you're telling me?
You could call it that. Yeah, I mean, it may retheme Epcot. We just don't know. But that is the type of ride technology that they're going to be using in that attraction specifically. So a lot of people were a little mixed up on that. They said, yeah, we love Soarin'. We don't know if we're going to love Soarin' over Pandora, if you want to use that reference. That's pretty good. But to hear that they're actually letting us know just a few more details and not keeping everything so secret when it comes to Pandora was actually nice to hear. So that was a nice, just an appetizer of what we'll get over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, other big news that happened this past week, every single year we say, yeah, it's here again, but you know what? They say next year they're not going to do it. It may be canceled. But we were all very, very, very confident that that was not going to happen. But once again, Star Wars Weekends is now confirmed to be returning to Disney's Hollywood Studios for 2015. And that, of course, is good news for Star Wars fans, just like last year. There is going to be 5 weekends, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 weekends, which is an extension to the usual 4 weekends we were used to. But no word right now on attending celebrities. We don't know who's going to be there, so you Mark Hamill fans, and don't get too crazy yet, okay? Might happen, might not happen, who knows what. But here's what's going to be happening. Weekend 1 is going to be May 15th through the 17th, 2015. Weekend number 2, May 22nd through the 24th. Weekend 3 is May 29th through the 31st. Weekend 4 is going to be June 5th through the 7th. And weekend 5 is June 12th through the 14th. Aljon, we've said it many times. We thought maybe this will be the last year, but the event keeps growing. You've got Mark Hamill showing up. You've got a brand new Star Wars film coming out in December 2015. What would be the point in canceling Star Wars Weekends or even moving it anywhere else at this point, right?
Yeah, the big talk was the fact that Star Wars Weekends might actually be on the West Coast because of how the celebrities, or how close in proximity the celebrities will be there in order to help promote Star Wars Episode 7, which is now The Force Awakens, which, by the way, leads me, and I'll say this right now before I forget, we don't call it Episode 7 anymore because they're going to be doing films every year. So if anyone was wondering why they're not calling it Star Wars Episode 7 on the marquee anymore, that's why. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because
what you're saying.
Because I'm one with the Force. Of course, I know these things.
Right.
But yeah, I had thought that, yeah, man, this could be the last Star Wars weekends for at least this year, and they'll do it on the West Coast. But man, I am glad it's coming back to Orlando. Thank you.
Yeah,
no kidding.
it's just smart to have one. As much as I hated losing Celebration here in Orlando,
Trust me, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's over there.
It does make sense to have an event on each coast. To have Celebration on the West Coast, and then I'm certainly glad to have Star Wars Weekends returning to the Walt Disney World Resort.
Mm-hmm.
And with a movie, coming out pretty much like Aljon said, every single year, it almost makes sense to continue to do it in Orlando and not talk any more whatsoever about Star Wars going away. And then, like Ryan said, when you acquire new land and you open up that possibility of the fifth gate opening up just a little bit, could we have a brand new location for Star Wars weekends to be announced at D23? I don't know. There's a good chance of it.
That'd be awesome. Well, they could open up another gate, and what they could be doing under the sly, on the sly, is not just planning a Star Wars world, but also Lord of the Rings world. I mean, right? Because let's be honest, they don't have. They were missing the boat with Chronicles of Narnia, and we know that the rest of the films flopped after the first couple.
Right.
Then, because they didn't want to put any more money into it, and then they missed the boat on Harry Potter. What's the closest next thing? And I know this is supposed to be the last of the Hobbit movies.
That's right. Yeah.
But never say never. I mean, who knows? How many more? I mean, they could very well be doing something with that. So
could you imagine the Castle of Gondor looking over the horizon in Orlando? Ooh.
The Eye of Sauron.
Oh.
Minas Tirith.
Ooh. Or just
I
one
don't know.
of the two
I don't know
towers.
that-
I mean, ooh, man.
I don't know that even Disney could do that one justice because they're limited on 200 feet tall stuff.
The Eye of Sauron
that's
is
like
one big giant beacon, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just one big light.
they just call Weta Workshop, get one of their bigatures to put in there.
You could do the top 4 levels of Gondor off in the distance. Disney's good at that whole illusion thing, making it look bigger than it really is.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, and at least for a franchise like Lord of the Rings is evergreen. I mean, it's been around in book form since we were way before we were born, and it'll exist long after we're done. And in fact, who knows? Maybe another 20 years down the road, they're going to reenact that movie again. I mean, you just never know. So
yeah,
it's the Lord of the Rings reboot.
Yep.
Yeah,
could be, but big news with Star Wars weekend, and going along with that, a lot of people enjoyed a specific event last year that Disney has decided to bring back once again, the popular Star Wars character dining experiences that were introduced back in 2014 this year in the summer are going to be happening once again in 2015 at Disney's Hollywood Studios. You could start your day with Star Wars Dine-In Galactic Breakfast at the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. Breakfast at the Sci-Fi Dine-In will include classic Star Wars movie characters and scenes from the films. Star Wars Dine-In Galactic Breakfast characters may include Darth Vader, the Stormtroopers, the Jawas, Greedo, Boba Fett, who knows? Just have to wait and see. But for dinner from 4 p.m., the Hollywood and Vine has been transformed into Jedi Mickey's Star Wars Dine at Hollywood and Vine, where Mickey and Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Chip, and Dale all come together to celebrate the greatest saga ever told. Both of these new character dining experiences will be offered daily. You don't have to wait for just the weekends and not just Star Wars weekends itself, but it will be happening from May the 4th be with you through June the 14th, 2015. Jedi Mickey's Star Wars Dine at Hollywood and Vine will cost $57.99 per adult and $34.99 for children ages 3 to 9. The Star Wars Dine-In Galactic Breakfast is going to be available for $49.99 per adult and $31.99 per child. You can make reservations right now by calling 407-WDW-DINE or online at DisneyWorld.com/dining. For those guests on the Disney Dining Plan, both experiences are going to require you to use not 1, but 2 table service credits. And no discounts of any kind are available.
They are altering the deal. Pray they do not alter it any further.
Price is not bad though.
I will tell you that it is worth it. From what I saw, because I was from the outside looking in, because Disney dining reservations screwed up my reservation. I was supposed to host the Sorcerer Radio meet, WDW After Dark meet, and have breakfast with Jedi Mickey, and they screwed up my reservation. So if you need to, go ahead, book your vacation with Kristen at Magical Journeys Vacations and get on and book that dining reservation immediately, because they're going to sell out.
Quick. Real fast.
Very quick. I mean, they're really cool experiences. Nope, don't wait. Don't wait. Act today.
They're really cool experiences. I got screwed out of mine, but they're really cool experiences.
They're really cool. Yes.
Really neat, and the food looks really good. I saw it from a distance. Yeah.
I was starving. Trust me.
I bet you were.
So
the smell was probably hitting you real hard too. Just.
Tell you what.
He's standing there in the doorway, going, "Can you hook a brother Jedi up?"
You know what they said? They were like, "Oh, we're so sorry, sir. We're so sorry. The reservation was screwed up. Blah 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 blah. Is there, can we get you in and maybe, Hollywood and Vine or whatever?" And I'm just like, no, I don't want to have breakfast with freaking, Handy Manny. Sorry.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna cut it.
We'll give Handy Manny a lightsaber. Happy now?
Yeah, right.
Maybe they won't screw it up this year. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Maybe.
You'll be okay.
Maybe.
We'll be looking forward to a lot of different Star Wars weekends news coming in the next few months, of course, with celebrities being announced and all that other stuff, and along with a few other Star Wars things that we may expect to happen during Star Wars weekends we'll be looking forward to, which I'm sure it probably will. But we're going to go ahead and move on to one more story that covers the Walt Disney World Resort, and that happens over at Downtown Disney. And they have now put together some designated smoking areas in a move that really sees the shopping and dining area following what specifically happens when it comes to smoking policy over at the theme parks. There are now 4 designated smoking areas that permit smoking of both normal and e-cigarettes as well. Now, those locations are on the west side behind La Nuba. You've got by the water between Wolfgang Puck Grand Cafe and Mongo's Cuban Cafe. You've got one over at the T-Rex, or near the T-Rex. This one some people may have a problem with. By the Marketplace restrooms, by Stroller Rental. Not the best location for that, probably. Now, some restaurants with outdoor seating may offer additional smoking locations, but you need to talk to that restaurant before you go and light up. The smoking locations will be marked on the new Downtown Disney guide maps later on this week, with the new policy set to begin on, well, in effect now probably, I would think, since this is probably a couple of days old. So make sure you pay attention when you light up or do anything else when visiting the Downtown Disney area, soon to be Disney Springs. And those are your headlines from the Walt Disney World Resort. Aljon?
Thank you, Jeffy. We appreciate it. Don't forget to follow Jeff at DW_60 on Twitter for more great Disney news. We are now joined by Mr. Eric Allen. He's our resident geek. Not that we all aren't geeks, but he's definitely got a great... We
just got different flavors of geekiness.
Yes. We have different coverage areas. We cover different beats.
We do.
And his beat today, we're talking about Disney games and, of course, Marvel in there, as well as he is co-host of the Mighty Marvel Geeks web show, webcast, or podcast. Good Lord. Podcast. It's a podcast, damn it. I'm sitting there.
But you can listen to it on the web, so yes, you can call it a webcast.
I've got 7 different windows open, and I'm like multitasking. My brain's going crazy.
Oh, goodness.
So I apologize.
I got 99 problems with a webcast
show
thing.
is still running.
I know. Yeah, we're still live, Aljon. Go ahead. Go ahead, Eric. Save me now, please. Save me.
Okay. First off, in case you didn't get everything you wanted to get for you or that Disney video game playing loved one on the Black Friday madness, Disney's website, games.disney.com, has announced the Disney Day, where some of your favorite Disney video games can be purchased for up to 50% off. Now, they list 4 different outlets: Steam, Xbox Go Live for Xbox Live Gold members, PlayStation Store for PlayStation Plus members, and the Nintendo eShop. Now, they have different, what's the word I'm looking here for? They had different starting dates for this Disney Day depending on what venue you're looking at. Most of them were started on December the 2nd, but they all run through the 8th. Now, if you go on Steam, now for those who don't know, Steam is basically for your PlayStation, not for your PlayStation, but your PC gaming. You've got, just case in point, Disney Infinity 2.0, Marvel Superheroes, $24.99. Now, this is the digital version, so you got to play it on the PC, but still, $24.99 for Infinity 2.
Mm-hmm.
There is a mega pack, which includes 15 different games. You can get all 15 for $54.99, and they have different other packs, like the Extreme Racing pack, the Otherworldly Adventure pack, the Princess and Fairy pack. They're all 50% off. DuckTales Remastered. Do you remember playing that back in the day? 8-bit game. It was really cute for its time. That has been remastered, and I've mentioned this on the show here. It is now available for $7.49. Tron 2.0 and Tron Evolution, those are all for 50% off. And this is pretty much the same story. Now, the exact list of games, the selection, it will vary per venues. Like Steam is going to have one assortment, Xbox Live Gold is going to have another one, so on and so forth. But yet and still, it's a hell of a deal. You get 50% off, and you can get it once again through December the 8th. So if you wanted to go check that out, you can get the information at games.disney.com/Disney-Day. Now, having said all that, we're going to move over to some Marvel news now. Some breaking Marvel news. Some of this stuff just came out yesterday.
Breaking the internet once again.
We're going to break the internet, but before we do that, there's one thing I want to ask the rest of y'all. When y'all went to see Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm assuming you have, because otherwise you're just going to have to wear the cone of shame for a while. All right, I'm assuming you all stayed to after the end of the credits because you're a goober if you don't these days. And you saw the scene with the collector, after his place has been pretty much trashed, and he's talking with a character that's a talking duck. Now, as Disney fans, we're used to talking ducks. We see one in a sailor suit with no pants, and he has some serious speech impediment because he just goes around going. Well, this one you could understand. And for those of you who don't know who that would be none other than Howard the Duck, who had his own movie back in the mid-'80s, but he has been around in the Marvel comic scene since, when was it? 1973. He came in as a supporting character in a Man-Thing tale. This is like their version of Swamp Thing. And he eventually got his own series, which started in 1976. And while they tackled a bunch of social issues at the time, they did it with very tongue-in-cheek. So it lasted a long time, and they also put out black and white catalog, magazines with him. But they haven't shown much of him lately until the movie. Well, that's about to change, because starting in March of next year, Howard the Duck is getting his own comic series once again.
Yay.
It's going to be written by Chip Zdarsky with artwork by Joe Quinones. And Chip, he was a big fan of the original series. I mean, he had an uncle that had a big collection of it, and every time he'd go over to visit, that's what he'd be reading through. So it's going to pay a lot of homage to the original. It's going to try to keep that same tone. So if you're looking for a new comic book title to start picking up in March, I would recommend that one, just because, hey, it's cool. But even cooler, are some of the casting decisions that have been released within the past 24 hours. First of all, the Marvel Netflix series featuring Jessica Jones. They have tapped Kristen Ritter to play Jessica in it. Now, she has been in several comedy shows, but the one that she's probably going to be the most remembered for is Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 13, or 23, excuse me. Don't Trust the Bee. I know that. But she also had a role on Breaking Bad. She's also going to be in Tim Burton's movie Big Eyes. But more importantly for us, she's going to be the new Jessica Jones.
And she's very cute.
She is very cute, and I think she fits it pretty well. I think she fits the look of the character pretty well.
She has a very unique look.
Yes, she does.
She does, her eyes and mouth are very unique. Very, very unique, yes. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
Eyes and mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
You got a pretty mouth, boy.
You got a pretty
Oh,
mouth.
my God, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Jeez.
Don't trust the bee.
Okay. How many of you saw X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Yep, seen it.
You seen it?
Done that.
All right. You remember Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool in it?
How could we forget?
Yeah.
Thank you for forget.
I've put that behind me. That didn't happen.
You better bring it back out because he is going to be back apparently. Reynolds announced the news by posting an image Thursday of the Deadpool character on his Twitter account. It's a picture of Deadpool's mask, pretty much made by a pile of spent ammo shells. So it's actually a pretty cool image. But he puts in here saying it's chimichanga time, and
Yeah.
that was Deadpool's favorite food. And it just now Fox announced several months ago that they had slotted a Deadpool movie for February in 2016, and he has been Reynolds has been expected to star in it for pretty much that whole time. Well, it seems like he's confirming it.
So I can actually elaborate on this too because he was always a huge Deadpool fan. This I didn't know, but he was like a hardcore Deadpool fan.
Yes.
So when he took the role for Wolverine, but in doing so, he knew that wasn't the real Deadpool. But so the problem with Deadpool is that while it is a comic book and to make a comic book movie, but Deadpool is not a normal Marvel character.
No.
Right. So So basically he said that if he was going to make a Deadpool movie, it had to be done the right way. And he actually spent his own money and made a Deadpool trailer for a. Now, have you seen this?
No.
No.
I want to see this.
Oh, yes. I posted it on Facebook not too long ago.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is, and it's him, and he is playing Deadpool in it, and he's got the whole suit on. He's got the whole everything. It is absolutely fantastic. It's got the humor. It's got the violence.
Oh, definitely has violence.
Yeah, it is Deadpool how it's supposed to be done. So yeah, definitely just go out there, Google Ryan Reynolds Deadpool trailer, put that on in YouTube and check it out. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm actually looking forward to it. I have managed to put Green Lantern behind me. This last superhero movie, because I don't think that was entirely his fault. But anyway.
No, I think you're right. I think a lot of it is where he's stepping in now and saying like you're screwing up these characters, and now I'm going to do something about it. So
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And 2016 is just going to be an awesome year for superhero movies anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But what I'm looking for most of all is the Doctor Strange movie, which is coming out later that year, featuring none other than Benedict Cumberbatch as the Sorcerer Supreme. This was confirmed on Marvel's website yesterday. Said that he will be playing the title role, scheduled to hit theaters November 4th of 2016. The film is directed by Scott Derrickson, and it will follow the story of neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Strange, who, after a horrific car accident, discovers the hidden world of magic and alternate dimensions. Now, for those of you who've been living under a rock, not knowing who Cumberbatch is, he is probably best known for playing Sherlock on the BBC series that's about going to its 4th season, I believe, and he's won a Primetime Emmy Award for it. So, if you're going to pull off Sherlock Holmes and get an award for it, you got to be doing a damn good job.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So, and he is also playing the voice of Smaug the dragon in The Hobbit. So, I think he's got the range to do it, and I think he can pull off the attitude of Doctor Strange pretty well.
God, I hope so. We were talking about him, was it you and me, Eric, and someone else, about how he may be a little bit overexposed?
Well, all right. That's in relative terms.
Sure.
Because truly, you're not overexposed until you're like a character in Frozen.
Right.
So if you don't reach that level of exposure, it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, let's put it in another term. I mean, The Rock was it last year? He was in like 7 movies that came out over the course of a year and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
So it got pretty ridiculous, but yeah, totally. I totally understand that.
But something tells me the way that they like to connect, Marvel likes to connect people and connect movies and connect characters. Doctor Strange may be keeping him busy.
I agree.
I mean, think about how many movies Chris Evans has done since becoming Captain America. Think how many movies Chris Hemsworth has played in since he became Thor. Now, Hemsworth, he has had some movies outside of Marvel, but you don't see him in doing too many.
I think what was the name of it? Was it Cabin in the Woods? Was one specifically I saw him in.
Yeah.
And it was he wasn't Thor, so he fits the role so well. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just okay, It's not because the movie was just subpar. It's just his performance was just subpar, I guess.
Actors got to work.
Yeah.
Not that the 2 Thor movies and the Avengers haven't put food on the table for the man. Understandable, but when you got to work, you got to work. That's fine, but I don't know.
You got to pay the bills. Even you remember when Brendan Fraser was out doing the Mummy movies, and it's kind of like he would take just about any script that was handed to him. I mean, for crying out loud, he did Dudley Do Right, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So,
and the other thing too is that actors have a say a lot of times. However, there are also just weird stuff going down with directors and how things are edited, and so the actor can't always be the ones to blame, for certain things. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, look, okay. I'm not gonna even say what I was gonna say.
It's gonna
get me in a heap of shit. So
say it.
Well, it comes down to the fact that you can't always say the actor is only as good as the script that is put in front of them. That is not entirely true. Not entirely true. It is the actor who portrays the character and the script, and he did the best he could.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, Ryan knows where I was going to go with the whole situation there. So anyway, because we're all Star Wars fans, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes. So good times on that. Good times on that.
All right. So there you go. That's my Marvel casting breaking news for the moment.
All right.
Outstanding, outstanding. I really don't have a whole lot of stuff to add onto that. Thank you very much, Eric. Other than the fact of that the new Marvel comic for Star Wars #1, has pretty much broken every record for pre-orders. I believe it's going to ship at about 1 million copies. So talk about breaking comic book shops.
Yeah.
The new Star Wars is going to be so popular. So be on the lookout for it. That #1 book is going to be hitting later on or in 2015. So you might want to get your hands on that, as I'm sure it's going to be a collector's item. There's tons of different variant covers for that.
I got to get the action figure variant cover. I got to get that.
Yeah. Well, and for those of us, for a lot of us, I know that we're over Frozen. We're over it. However, audiences will be catching Frozen fever again this spring. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I think the newly titled short that just came out yesterday is called Frozen Fever, and it welcomes Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff and Olaf back to the big screen. It opens in theaters March 13th, right in front of Cinderella. So March 13th, 2015, when Cinderella debuts, the live-action Disney film, it will be having the Frozen short to accompany that. It's directed by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, and produced by Peter Del Vecchio and Amy Scribner, and it features an all-new original song by Robert Lopez and Christian Anderson Lopez. Frozen Fever marks the first project reuniting the Oscar-winning team from Frozen. And in Frozen Fever, here's a little synopsis for you. It's Anna's birthday. Elsa and Kristoff are determined to give her the best celebration ever. Celebrate you. But Elsa's icy powers may put more than just the party at risk. She'll probably put it on ice. Worried that you wouldn't be able to vote for the spring? Yeah, worried you wouldn't be. Try our Frozen Ultimate Trivia Quiz. It'll have you rewatching Frozen again and again, getting all the details you need at Disney.com. Frozen Fever, once again, in theaters March 13th, 2015. It's going to be a chilling time for all.
Yeah, D23, I hope they come out with a song called Do You Want to Build a Theme Park? And it's connected to Star Wars and all this other stuff. And you got Olaf up there singing it for everybody. That would be fantastic.
Well, there you go. They could, it could be seasonal. It'll be Frozen one part of the year, and in the other part of the year it'll be Hoth. Or maybe they'll both be there simultaneously.
Oh, at the same time, yeah.
At the same time, yeah. Is that an AT-AT, or what is that? What is that? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Another quick reminder, everybody, Guardians of the Galaxy is the year's #1 film. It's going to be returning to your home, hopefully. There's several different versions of the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy being released on the 9th. So go ahead and check out our Amazon link at WDWAfterdark.com to go ahead and pre-order your copy and get a very special edition cover. And for more details on that, you can visit Marvel.com. And that pretty much wraps up my little tale. We are now going to go into our Disney discussion for this week. Once again, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars breaking the internet. We had the quote-unquote leaked trailer for Marvel's Age of Ultron several weeks ago, which was awesome. Disney trying to get in front of the madness of people leaking that trailer. They said, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to do it ourselves, and we're going to do it earlier than normal. So, bam, there you go. Broke the internet, millions and millions of hits. What does Star Wars do? They say, hey, at the last minute, by the way, this Thanksgiving weekend, we're going to play you a trailer of the Star Wars movie in selected theaters. Awesome. Internet's going crazy. Everybody's looking for lost footage or footage that may have been leaked. And Rolling Stone, guys, did you see this? Rolling Stone actually wrote a review on a fake trailer and put it on their website.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
I made a comment earlier, and once again, WDW After Dark is live and uncensored, okay? But this is how much I'm pissed off just from being a part, having studied journalism. I hate to sound like I'm patting myself on the back, but okay, responsible journalism will make sure they take into account credible sources and report the news thusly, okay? They took a fan-made damn trailers. How stupid is that?
Yeah.
Rolling Stone is hiring a bunch of stupid bloggers to post on their website, and they can't even get their shit straight. I mean,
And that's not the only thing they've had, egg on their face over lately. But
plenty of stuff, man. I mean, Rolling Stone is horrible. I've read so many articles from that. Oh, anyway, this is not about Rolling Stone, but about Star Wars. So Disney said, you know what? We released it on iTunes. We were going to give it to the exclusive audience over the weekend, but because people have been putting this stuff on the internet and talking about how shitty Star Wars looks because they're putting up these fan trailers and people actually believe it's actually that, they went and stopped it, nipped it in the butt, and said, this is the real footage from StarWars.com. Of course, I was contacted to post a trailer on Jedi Mouseketeer YouTube page. And, of course, thank you, Disney. They didn't take it down, unlike Fox, who can go screw themselves.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, Fox, for screwing me. So, at any rate, they told me to post it, and, of course, they told me to take it down, too. A lot of stupid work for them. So, anyway, they'll probably ask me to take it down now, my whole page. So, at any rate, there you go, the trailer. And if you haven't heard or seen the trailer, checked it out, please do so right now. Hit pause, and we'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait for you.
And now we're going to talk about the trailer. Okay.
Now we're going to talk about the trailer.
So first impressions. Jeff Davis, what did you think about the Star Wars: The Force Awakens trailer?
Oh man, there are the questions start coming up in my mind. The first scene. The first part of the trailer, and just this guy just popping up out of nowhere in the desert. He turns around and there's nothing there, and then you've got a droid, a brand new droid that doesn't have wheels and it doesn't have any real moving parts, but it's a big ball with a droid head. And then you've got a footage of the stormtroopers and their weapons, and then you've got footage of a girl on a speeder. And then you've got footage of the brand new redesigned X-Wing fighters skimming across the lake, with the wake of the water behind them and everything. And then you have that, I'm not going to say classic, you have that awe-inspiring J.J. Abrams moment of the Millennium Falcon doing this huge loop, coming down. You can see the vapor trails behind it as it's flying through the air. TIE fighters pass it and everything else, and then it just cuts to this guy walking around in the woods, and he's got snow, and he's in a dark cloak, and he pulls out this lightsaber, and it's lightsaber like we've never seen before, and illuminates in a way we've never seen before, and it ends, and I go, what the shit?
Yeah, I think collectively, Jeff, you pretty much put it into words that everyone could totally describe. What the shit? I think everybody just shit their pants when they saw it. I mean, Kevin Smith was shitting his pants. Chris Hardwick was shitting his pants. I shit my pants. You probably shit your pants.
I probably did. Yeah.
And everybody now is like, this is why the show is live and uncensored.
And when it ended, I went, please tell me that's not it. And it was. And I just kind of just...
Did you feel well and truly teased?
Oh, teased is not the word that I would use. I know we're live and uncensored, but I'm not going to go that far into it. It just...
Making sushi.
Yeah.
Making sushi.
Making sushi, and...
I want to make some sushi. Give me a smoke.
I was truly excited about it, and I did love it, but it, raised so many different questions. Who is this Sith? It's a Sith with a lightsaber. Who is this? Who's the droid? Who's the guy in the stormtrooper outfit? Where are the stormtroopers coming from? Where are the TIE fighters coming from? Where are the X-Wing fighters going? What are they after? What's their mission? I mean, so many questions that have come up in this trailer, and you can only hope and pray that maybe Super Bowl time they'll have something else.
Well, Jeff, it's funny, and we're going to get to everyone's first initial response, but the first thing I'm going to say is this. Have you ever... I don't know. We were talking about that whole situation of I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, but you saw the X-wing fighters moving across, and the whole thing I'm thinking is smoke on the water.
Oh well, yeah. That's that goes along with it nicely. Yeah. But did you not feel, I don't want to call it a Star Trek vibe from J.J. Abrams, but could you see the similarity when it comes to the footage that we saw with the X-wing and the Falcon, and what you saw with the Enterprise, and in the brand new Star Wars films?
Oh, the vapor trail is a dead giveaway. It's a JJ's thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's really, really cool. We're gonna go to our one of the big Star Wars fans here. Of course, he was accompanying. He was with us during Star Wars Celebration. Ryan Hurley. What did you think when you first saw the trailer? Did you also shit your pants?
I had a slightly different experience, but one.
Did you see it in the theater, or did you see it?
No. I was home alone. Everybody else was out shopping.
That's a good way to start it. I was home alone, and everybody else was out shopping. This is getting good. I like this. Go ahead.
I knew it was.
Ryan had some alone time with the trailer.
So I was home alone, and I was on Twitter. I knew it was coming momentarily. I believe it was like 10:30 Eastern when it dropped. Immediately turned on the big screen and pulled up on the PlayStation, the YouTube app. So I had it on the big screen and started it up. And I mean, I was just kind of in shock, kind of just absorbing what I was seeing on the screen. And then, the end with the Falcon comes in, like you kind of feel it like boiling up inside of you. And then when it was right at the end, right when the ties go over the Falcon, and then it cuts to the logo, and then the main part of the theme hits, and I'm not ashamed to say, a couple tears came out. It was a moment that I've been waiting for a really, really long time. So, because it is, they talked about it on RoboForce Radio a little bit, but there is a difference in the fact that I love the prequels. It was. I was born in '82, so technically I was from the original era, but the original trilogy era. And I grew up with those films, but I didn't get to experience that. Experience those original films. I got to experience the prequels, and they were great, and I loved them. But there is something to say about these. It's because the ships are characters too, right? Mm-hmm. This is the first time we've gotten to see the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wings in a movie for over 30 years. It's the first time we've ever got to see new footage of those vehicles, and so just that aspect of it, to where it is something that you grew up with, and you're getting to see that for the first time all over again. So some other things that I noticed too were pretty cool. So I like to call them the Tron Troopers, by the way.
I can see that.
Doesn't help that the lighting was Tron blue,
yes,
green, black.
Definitely was. So the Tron Troopers, it's very quick. You got to freeze frame it, but they pull up their guns, and their blasters are black and white. Also, they actually have white blasters too. So you have to kind of really freeze frame it, but so that I thought was really cool. Let's see what else. So Daisy Ridley, when she's on the
Daisy Ridley, she's okay. I'll have you go ahead and say it.
It's the ice. Was it the ice cream sandwich?
The fudgicle speeder bike.
Speeder. Fudgicle speeder. Like, I'm delivering a milk chocolate Magnum right now. Here we go.
Geez.
Ice cream for everyone in the desert. When you hear that music
What
playing,
would you do for a Klondike bar?
exactly.
Love it.
They
Love
speak
it.
my Klondike. Exactly right, Eric. There's a meme for everything.
Maybe CM Punk is happy. Maybe the ice cream bars came back, and this is how he got him in. He got him back in through Star Wars. So I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
So I noticed one thing that was interesting when they show her when the camera's coming up onto her, the speeder. You can see that there's some sort of like rod that's on the side. There's some additional detail there, but then when she's driving away, it's not there. So I'm kind of getting the feeling like either the fudgesicle speeder like maybe like transforms a little bit, maybe like there's some changes there or something, or it's two separate scenes.
Okay, did you see the screen? Did you happen to see the screen capture from the article I posted on a Jedi Mouseketeer?
Yes, right.
Okay.
So you can see that rod there perfectly.
So doesn't that rod look like a lightsaber?
It does.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
It definitely does.
Now I didn't make that point when I posted that picture because I specifically captured that just to see if someone would respond. It's like, that looks like a lightsaber, Aljon. I'm like, yeah, it does, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I don't know. That was another scene that I thought was really interesting. I don't know if that was two separate scenes that they edited together, or if it was something where I don't know if it's like a transforming. Anyway, the other thing too, the X-wings and the Falcon. This is they mentioned it, I think, on RFR about the fact that they're in like the atmosphere a lot more, and I'll actually even go another step further to say not necessarily only in the atmosphere, but right above the surface. I mean, you'd see the Falcon take off like when it was leaving Mos Eisley.
Right.
You'd see the X-wings when they were leaving, but they never really showed them flying right above the ground like that, or right above the water in case of the X-wing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You're right.
So,
yeah.
so not just in the atmosphere, but right above the surface. So both of those, very interesting. Very interesting.
It's a JJ trademark, by the way, because if you see both of the Star Trek films, you'll notice that they do show shots of the Enterprise actually sitting right on top of the ground. The
That's
first
right.
film, it's being built in Iowa, right? Iowa.
Right.
And then the last film, you see it crash into the ocean and over San Francisco, over Starfleet Academy, and it is badass. It gives you that scale of like, this is a badass ship,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Very
I felt
true.
the same. I felt the same way. And of course, Jeff pointed out the vapor trail, and it's like, yeah, that they did the same thing with the nacelles of the Enterprise.
Same thing. Yep.
Same thing. The same, and it's like the same whatever type of graphics program they used.
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Adobe
it.
Photoshop that shit in, okay? It looks really cool.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
And of course, I couldn't leave out the obligatory lens frame that is in when they first show the Falcon. It's going up towards the sun, on whatever planet that is. That you do get a little bit of a lens flare. So,
Yeah.
So
It's little. He did go overboard.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not much. I mean, so everybody, you guys all know what we're talking about with JJ and the lens flares, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go into a lot of it in the very first Star Trek, JJ Star Trek, I should say, where he talks about why they do that and on purpose and everything like that, because how in CG, you don't have lens flare. That's not so to make it seem more realistic, they added in on purpose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there was, I guess, lens flare-esque kind of things that they try to do in the original trilogy, especially with the Millennium Falcon and the different lights that came at you. So if the Falcon was heading towards you and would twist and you'd see one of the pilot lights on, it would actually shine and give you a little bit of that flare-esque kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys happen to remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
In the original trilogy, they used a lot more model photography.
Right.
So if you had that was quite likely real. I mean, it wasn't added in.
Yeah.
And it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Practical models, yes.
I mean it's a teaser, and it definitely teased everybody, and it did its job, and I certainly cannot wait for more.
Right. Well, I can tell you that I was like many of you. I think Ricky Briganti, our buddy from Inside the Magic, said that he couldn't stop watching the trailer. So my Black Friday started, of course, we had done the WDW Tiki Room show, Black Friday special on Sorcerer Radio, and Kristen drug my ass out of bed. She's like, you're going to go, right? You're going to come with me, right? You're going to... And I said... Well, yeah, because Petco was having this huge sale on pet supplies, and I was like, okay, we're gonna just load up on some damn cat food and litter. So who's gonna tote around like 200 pounds of shit? That would be me.
Yeah.
So I didn't want her to do it. So I said, okay, it wasn't that bad, but I literally, as soon as I got up, and I get up pretty early, I was like searching the internet for the goddamn trailer. I was like, give me the trailer! I want the trailer! I was like in bed with my iPhone searching for the damn trailer because I was tired of this fake bullcrap. And I was looking, someone has got to have put it up, and please tell me they didn't take it down. So I'm literally scrolling. I got rickrolled a couple times, but I didn't care, And then, as Ryan put it, it dropped. And when it dropped, I was like, I am blogging about this now. I'm blogging. And then I saw it, and then I saw it again, and then I saw it, and I couldn't stop watching it either. I was frame by frame just looking at stuff, just like everyone else was like, I'm pausing it. It's like, what does the X-Wing outfit look like? It looks cool. It's different, but it's cool. I can see the targeting computer. That looks pretty cool. The wings are a little different, so that's cool. I'm down with that. The wings are, thinner, and I knew the engines looked better, and the Millennium Falcon had the DirecTV dish replaced on it because Lando totally botched it, leaving the Death Star. So
he ditched the dish and went with Charter Spectrum.
Yeah, they totally have a new service on board the Falcon, so Chewie can get his TiVo straight, because he loves watching stripper Wookiee pole dancers. We know that from the Christmas special, the Life Day special, and then the stupid lightsaber. Oh my gosh! So the lightsaber ignites one red blade, and it doesn't look like a regular lightsaber.
No,
it looks like a blowtorch. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then the little sides flare out. I'm like, whoa! Crossguard. It's Excalibur. Some kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, so now it can not only slice and dice, but it can actually brulee as well. So if you have a little bit of that creme brulee, you can pull out the lightsaber torch and literally torch the top of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, of course, you had Daisy Ridley in the floating ice cream bar with the maybe lightsaber or not. And then John Boyega. Okay, so the everyone made a big deal about this John Boyega popping up. It's like, what? The Stormtrooper's black? He's sweating? What's going on? He's being, they're probe droids looking for him, whatever. I'm like, why is it a big deal that the guy's black? Why is it a big deal?
Lando was black.
I don't think it's the fact that he was black.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of people saying, dude, I got a problem with a black stormtrooper. I'm like, really? You have a problem with a black stormtrooper?
You know why? Because he doesn't look like Tamora Morrison.
Well,
the people that are trying to make that as an argument don't really understand the whole story. And they're obviously not watching the Clone Wars, and they're not watching Rebels. Because as we know that the clones do not survive.
I can't hear that.
Okay, Jeff. Okay, you don't know any of that stuff. Then, what was your thought process of, oh, who's this guy in a stormtrooper outfit? I mean, were you struck by the fact that he was a black stormtrooper?
No,
that doesn't bother you, right?
No, it doesn't bother me. I don't see what the big deal is. He's a black man in a stormtrooper outfit. Okay.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, what's the problem here?
The Lando was black, was he not?
Yeah, I mean, why did people have to go all Ferguson on this guy here?
Oh,
I said it. I said it.
Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, WDW After Dark is live and uncensored.
Well, you know what?
Good.
If anyone,
Needed to hear that again.
if anyone, yeah, well, if anyone is going to say it, it might as well be the Asian guy. So it's like, what? Right? There you go. There you go. Well, someone has got to make this show, cringeworthy in some respects. So
I
yeah,
thought my attempt at humor did that.
yeah, well, the show's not over yet.
That's
So
true.
so there he is. He's popping up, and the first thing I thought of was something Eric posted. I don't remember where he posted. Did you post a Spaceballs reference, Eric?
Yes. It's
That
like
was-
combing the desert. We ain't found shit.
That's right. That's the first thing I was thinking of is Spaceballs.
Somebody actually did make a Spaceballs version of the Force Awakens
Yes.
trailer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's of course
Okay.
that's exactly what it started with. Yeah.
Epic, so epic. But yeah, I too was very taken by the trailer, and I say, you know what? You got introduced to the three principal characters. They said, you know what? We're going to give you the introduction of 4 iconic people that are going to represent Star Wars from here on out, which is Daisy Ridley, who was driving the popsicle speeder. You had John Boyega, who played the sweaty stormtrooper. Then you had Oscar Isaac, who plays the X-Wing pilot. Obviously, those people are going to play important roles in the films moving forward. Otherwise, they wouldn't have spent so much time focusing on their face. Then they did the fan service by showing you the evolution of the Stormtrooper armor, the evolution of the X-Wing fighter, the evolution or inclusion of the Millennium Falcon, and the rolling droid, right? Which, by the way, was a concept that Ralph McQuarrie did for the original trilogy. His droid was R2-D2 was originally thought of, and if you Bing this or Google it, you'll see that R2-D2 originally was going to be a trash can with a roller ball, kind of like a mouse, underneath it, and that's how he would travel from place to place, which would make stairs the hardest thing for him to climb. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, which wasn't already evident by the way he moves right now. So but
I'm sorry.
go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
You were talking about how the ball droid harkens back to a McQuarrie design.
Mm-hmm.
Was it just me, or did you think that the new evolved X-Wings also harken back to McQuarrie's original designs?
Yes, sir. I believe so. And Ryan, you could probably confirm that as well.
Yeah, let me actually, I've got the our Ralph McQuarrie book right here. Let me grab it. Hold on.
Yeah. So as he's looking at it, yeah, I do believe so. You'll notice that they're slimmed down. The wings split. It looks like, together they take up less room than the typical X-Wing, the prototypical X-Wing that we're used to. And most normal people wouldn't have even seen how the wings are separated. They would have said, oh man, that's an X-Wing, yeah. But I just love the fact that they were able to take it that next step and say, this is the evolution of a classic X-Wing in the S-foils, position where they're locked in getting ready to shoot at something, because that's the only reason why the X-Wings wings would split, is if they're getting ready for combat, really.
Now, if you remember, when the images came out of J.J. Abrams standing next to the full-size prop X-Wing, when I saw that, I looked at it, I said, that there's something wrong here, because there's only one wing.
Yeah.
There's not, because in the original trilogy you had 2 wings that laid on top of each other.
Right.
Like a grilled cheese sandwich, and then they opened up.
Right.
Okay, but you only had one, but yet you had the twin guns, one gun on top and one gun on the bottom. And it looked like just one engine. But now when you see the trailer where they've got the S-foils in attack position, well, no, that's really just 2 semicircular engines and one gun on each wing. But now, it took me umpteen dozen watchings of that trailer to see that, to pick up on that. But now
There it
I
is.
see it is like, boom.
Ryan, go ahead and
Yeah.
talk to us and tell us what we're seeing here.
So this is from Star Wars: The Art of Ralph McQuarrie, and it's actually in Japanese because this is from Celebration Japan. But yeah, as you can see, this is original Ralph McQuarrie artwork for the original Star Wars, and just as you were describing, yeah, you got the engines there are semicircular, and they split in half. And this was artwork that was intended for to. I mean, you can see it's being chased by a TIE fighter, and the TIE fighter is almost exactly like what ended up being in the film. But these these X-wings did go through some changes over the years, but between when the original artwork was designed to when they actually made the film. But yeah, I mean, you're spot on. So.
Yeah, just super cool stuff and great observations from everybody. But here's the kicker. So everyone was wondering about the voiceover, and I'm going to, by the way, splice the trailer audio into this the audio podcast version of this show. But the dark voice that was in there, that's Andy Serkis. And I'm sure Ryan can clue us in on Andy Serkis where he comes from, but he is the gentleman that plays the dark character holding that Sith-like lightsaber. Now, I say Sith-like because we don't know what his character is supposed to do and why that lightsaber is different than any other lightsaber we've ever seen. Some would say it harkens back to the days of the Old Republic. I don't know that to be true, but one can just speculate. So, and that is one thing.
Yeah, Andy Serkis, I mean, he has obviously a long history of motion capture. I mean, he is the leading Hollywood motion capture guy. Of course, he is Gollum. Gollum.
Right. That's right.
We were just talking about Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. You see, it's the circle is now complete, as it were. So, right.
So anyway, so that's him. I mean, he was King Kong, Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Last two Planet of the Apes movies,
which, by the way, were pretty damn good.
But everybody, when he was announced, because he was originally in that original announcement that he was going to be a part of this movie, but people weren't sure, which is actually interesting because people weren't sure if he was going to be a motion capture actor or if he was going to be a CG character again. I mean, if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, the behind the scenes footage of him in the motion capture, with all the ping pong balls and all the dots on his face and everything, he is a very, very good actor, and he really doesn't get the respect from the higher ups in Hollywood for what he does. So that being said, it'll be interesting to see if he's actually on screen as himself. Because he actually was himself, when he was Schmeagol, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was him. So he can be in front of the actual camera. He doesn't have to do motion capture. So we'll have to just wait and see.
Well, I for one definitely give it a thumbs up. I know everyone else here did the same, and it just really just made me feel like a kid again. Like this is my Star Wars now. I can buy in. I'm all in. I'm all in because the Falcon is there. The Falcon as well as the X-Wing, the Stormtroopers, that is my Star Wars, and I couldn't wait to see more of it. And any final words, guys, on your impressions of the trailer? Okay, Eric, go ahead.
I was a kid when Star Wars came out in theaters. I went to go see it in theaters. I would see the original trilogy in theaters, and that was some of the best movie-going experiences of my childhood. When I saw this trailer come out, when I sat there, and I did like Ryan, I pulled it up on the big screen TV on through YouTube on my PlayStation, because ain't no way some honking little laptop screen is going to do this thing justice.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, and I am 8 years old again.
Yeah.
yes, it had kind of a J.J. Abrams style, design style aesthetic to it, but this had the element of Star Wars I've been missing. I mean, this is it's not. It's adventure. It's the kind of Saturday morning serials adventure that the original trilogy was based on.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been looking forward to Star Wars this much since I was waiting to see Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and I did not see the original film when it came out in 1977. However, my first ever film I went to go see as a child was The Empire Strikes Back. So I was lucky enough to see that in the theater, and I can't tell you how many times I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater. That was a magical year because, you know, over those past couple years, that really cemented my childhood because Jedi had come out. I saw that a million times in the theater, saw Ghostbusters, and a couple years later saw Back to the Future, and those for me were like my favorite films growing up. They still are my favorite films to this day. And I felt like I was a kid again because of all of those things. And yes, it got, you know, you could get emotional. I get emotional just thinking about it because I'm just so excited because as an adult, you don't get to revel in these things.
No.
You have life, you have children, you have jobs and worries and everything. And the whole point of entertainment is for you to have an out-of-body experience, to experience something that you know in your soul will make you smile and be happy and radiate light. And I look at this trailer and I say to myself, damn it, I'm going to be so happy when this movie comes out, and that ball droid makes me happy. When I see that ball droid rolling around, I think to myself, that makes me happy. It's like Christmas came early. And I felt like, you know what, Kathleen Kennedy, everyone at Lucasfilm, George Lucas, Bob Iger, everyone over there, and the damn ball droid made my day. And I felt like, literally, I don't care about Black Friday people running into me, you know, pushing me over because I got to see the trailer, and it was awesome.
You had the moment with the ball droid.
Yep.
That moment for me was seeing the Falcon.
Oh.
With the new dish.
Yeah, right.
With the new dish, because the last time you see the Falcon, Lando, who promised he wouldn't get a scratch on her, knocks it off because dim bulb couldn't see, hey, there's an outcropping there.
Well, it could have been Nine Numb, by the way. Which, by the way, I hear he's going to be making an appearance in this film. So.
Okay, let's not make it too many characters from the original trilogy coming back, because this is 30 years after.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that not everyone has human life years, you know.
I know, but you're still talking like half a century after the Phantom Menace, and the start of the Clone Wars, and that's why I didn't really get upset with. Well, I was shaking my head at the people who were saying, "Well, this guy doesn't look like Jango Fett." Well, he'd be like ready for AARP by this point, because they've been 40 years out in the field.
Yeah, and clones age twice as fast as normal humans, right?
Yeah.
So, well, at any rate, there are a lot of questions left to be unanswered, and they probably won't be. I have a feeling Super Bowl Sunday there's going to be another huge trailer, and probably something extremely huge.
Yeah.
Down the road.
One thing, Aljon, I hope that Star Wars fans do not do. What we've done here is we sat here and we've talked about a first look into the new world of Star Wars and what's to come. But I really hope that the dedicated hardcore fans out there are not too judgmental.
Oh, it's too late for that, Jeff.
When it comes to these trailers. We've done our best. Well, a lot of us have done our best to try and avoid some of the tweets and the pictures and the spoilers of production as it has gone on during the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't want them to just crucify this movie just off the first minute and 18 seconds or however long this trailer is and say, I'm pissed off because a black man is in a stormtrooper, and you ruin it for yourself. When you go and you analyze it that deeply and put that, and because we're the day and age that we're living in right now, when we can watch trailers like this and then we can immediately jump on a broadcast, get on a blog post or anything else and start dissecting it, we start taking away from what the trailer is, and it's a first look, it's a new look into the world of Star Wars and what it's going to become, and you're going to ruin it for yourself. Give it a chance. Wait till the official first trailer comes out. Not a teaser, not a tidbit, not a picture on Twitter. Wait till you get that 3-minute trailer. Wait till you see Luke and Han and Leia and all these other characters you've been dying to see for 30-something years, and then say, well, it might be pretty good, or, oh, this is going to suck crap.
Yeah, just wait till you watch the movie.
Wait till you watch the movie.
Yeah, wait till you watch the movie. You know, I mean, hell, man. You know, you waited this long for new Star Wars. I mean, you know, another few months is not going to hurt anybody. But you're right, Jeff. But in that respect, I'm going to hold you to it, Jeff, because I have 2 words for you: Ant-Man. All right.
No.
So there we go. I caught you, Jeff.
No.
Okay. So yes, I think the fan response has been good. Obviously, we're really friendly with the guys at Shot Glass Digital podcast group, the Star Wars podcast, Rebel Force Radio. We've got the fangirls going rogue. I know that the Star Wars Report, our friends over there, they're dissecting the trailer. They've been very positive, and the Star Wars community has been very vocal about how neat the trailer is, and I'm glad, because everyone wants to crucify the Disney for Disneyfying this, Disneyfying that, and I'm like, dude, did you see Tony Stark wearing mouse ears when he was drinking whiskey? Did you?
Nope.
No, you didn't. You didn't see Loki wearing mouse ears either. You know what I mean? So, well, with all that being said, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think all of us here give it a thumbs up. So what do you think? Let us know what you think over social media. Tweet us at WDW After Dark. Post it on our page, or better yet, leave your comment on our iTunes page, because this show will be immediately following this. We're going to launch it tomorrow, which will be Saturday, December 6th, on the We Be Geeks podcast network at webegeeks.net. So thank you so much for that great discussion. We appreciate it. We're running out of time, gang. So before we get out of here, everyone go ahead and tell these great people where people can find you over social media. We'll start with you, Mr. Eric Allen.
Okay, as far as the Sorcom Review on Sorcerer Radio goes, you can catch me on Twitter at Sorcom Review, on Facebook at facebook.com/Sorcom Review. Also, give me a heads up in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone, which is a private group on Facebook where young and old alike can come and share their love of all things Disney in a family-friendly atmosphere. If you want to join the Fun Zone, all you got to do is get on Facebook and search for Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone. Now, as far as Mighty Marvel Geeks, which airs at 8 p.m. Saturday evenings here on Sorcerer Radio, you can find me on Twitter at Uncle Servo. So that's how you can do it.
There you go, Mr. Jeff Davis.
Listen every single Thursday morning, DW60 on Sorcerer Radio at srsounds.com, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. You can follow the show on Twitter at DW_60, and also find me in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone over on Facebook.
Thank you. Mr. Ryan Hurley.
You can find myself. I'm at FigDonPat, FIGDONPAT. You can find the Turtle Power Podcast over at turtlepowerpodcast.com, or on Twitter at TMNT Podcast.
Are you going to get yourselves those giant Ninja Turtles for Christmas? They're like 12-inch long.
Yeah, so...
You've got those play sets with the shells and the weapons, don't you?
I know he does. He's got to.
Yeah.
He's got to. Wasn't that like a Target exclusive or something like that?
They got a couple things. The last thing I got was they did a action figure based on the original comic.
Oh,
that It's pretty good, but NECA, the company NECA, they made the same thing a few years back, and it was way better. So it's a good idea, but it's
poor execution.
Could have been a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Well,
thanks for having me, man. Thanks.
You're always
enjoy coming on here and talking Disney with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, thank you. And you can follow me at Jedi Musketeer. Follow Kristen at Dining at Disney, Facebook and Twitter as well. Follow us at WDW After Dark. Really quickly, don't forget to support the show. Click on our Amazon links on WDWAfterdark.com, as well as booking your vacation with Kristen at yourmagicaljourneys.com or magicaljourneysvacations.com. Make it so. I know that's a Star Trek reference. I had to squeeze that one in there as well. So we had Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, Lord of the Rings. We didn't do Walking Dead, but all I have to say is rest in peace, Beth. We will see you next week for yet another edition of WDW After Dark. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you next week. Later.
Peace.
I'm receiving some sort of transmission. Routed through the main system. Routing.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app, version 3.0.
We have the technology.
Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices.
Better, stronger, faster.
Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog.
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone.
Gorge.
Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features.
My goodness.
And the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
SRSounds.com.